Mhm. Hey there, everybody. How's it going? Hello to Facebook land, LinkedIn land, and YouTube land. I am broadcasting live on all three channels. I think this is the first time that I've done all three. So come on in to the live stream. Welcome everybody. This is kind of a new thing that I've been doing and I'm going to keep doing, I think, because it's pretty fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do free training with you guys today. We're going to talk all about when the job search isn't working and how you can fix that. I have 3 solutions for you. So stay for the whole thing. It's going to be about 30 minutes, maybe a little less, but we're going to go through 3 specific steps for what you can do and how you can take action to fix a lackluster, dead job search that isn't working, because that is one of the most common challenges that I deal with. I hear people all the time saying, I've applied to 50 or 100 jobs, whatever it might be, and I'm getting no callbacks whatsoever. And it's incredibly frustrating. And I remember that from my job search days as well before I became an entrepreneur. So I definitely know how you feel. All right. So I think the first thing, as people start to come in, what I want to do is make sure you guys all know me really quick, who I am, what I do, and how you can connect with me. So I'm Lorraine Rise, and this is my home office. I love it. It's my home, my office, my live studio, my podcast studio. It's so many things. And I'm the CEO of Career Uprising. So what we do is we help mid and late career professionals to get better results in their job search, land the job they want, or change careers altogether and figure out what the heck they want to do when they grow up. So there's a lot of ways that we can help you, but we typically our clients are 40, 50, even 60 plus. So if that's you, you're definitely in that sweet spot. But no matter how old you are or where you are in your career, a lot of what I'm going to share is applicable, right? So even if you're young, if you're a millennial, you're still in the right place. It's all good. I think you'll definitely have something to pick up from this. So all right, so we're going to get started here, but I just want to let you know how you can connect with me too. So careeruprising.com is the website. And I have a LinkedIn newsletter as well called Get Hired Over 40, and I just started that recently. So make sure you go to my LinkedIn profile. You can connect with me. You can find my newsletter, Get Hired Over 40, and you can hit subscribe so that you will be notified. I just had one go out today by this same topic, when the job search isn't working, which I also have a podcast by. But then you can also find my podcast, which is called Career Uprising. And you can find that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, all the major outlets. I've got a team of people that put me out there and make me look good with that podcast. So make sure you check that out as well. And you can also just go to my website, like I said, careeruprising.com, join my email community. That is probably one of the best ways to stay up to date. But all right, so let's get started. So when the job search isn't working, first of all, it's a lot of this is mindset, right? You have to get into a better mindset. You have to stop. I think the rejection is the biggest thing. People feel like they're getting rejected when they don't get the job that they wanted. And I want you to get rid of that. Okay. If you go into this thinking, oh, I'm going to get rejected and people are not going to hire me, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And you need to stop thinking of it as rejection. It's just, they didn't choose you. It wasn't a match for what they were looking for, or maybe they didn't even see your resume at all, which is very common with the applicant tracking systems and that kind of thing. So it's mindset is key. The mindset that you go into your job search with is going to be what is going to determine your results without a doubt. So you really have to have a positive mindset, be willing to show up, be willing to do the work, stop dwelling on rejection. And if something isn't working, course correct. Okay. do something else. All right, that's the definition of insanity, right? And we do it in a job search. We do it over and over and over again, even though we aren't really getting great results. We just keep doing the same thing. We just keep firing off resumes online, whatever it is. And even though it doesn't work. And that's part of what is so frustrating. And it's frustrating for me too as a career coach, because I know it's so unnecessary. We have had so many people get great results in the pandemic and really just land amazing jobs. I've had a number of success stories come on my podcast, and this has been a record breaking year, you guys, for Career Uprising. Record breaking year. And last month in August was a record breaking month. We are helping more people than we have ever helped. We are having more success stories than we ever have. We've had more boomerang clients coming back a second or a third time. So there are so many successes out there. And I've seen so many older job seekers be able to land the jobs that they want, that I just don't believe that that you can't get hired. Okay. It's just not true. So mindset is key. Go into this believing that you are worthy, that you will get hired, that it doesn't have to be that difficult. There is a job for you. Go into it with all of that, and it will be a self-fulfilling prophecy, my friends. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, 3 action steps for when your job search isn't working. Okay. Step 1. I want you to, well, this is actually something I want you to not do, more so. I want you to not assume that the problem is your resume. All right. That is usually the first thing that people go for. There's a lot of emphasis on the resume. I need to tweak it over and over and customize it for every single job that I apply to. And some of that, to a certain extent, is true. Sometimes there does need to be some customization, but it's almost never as much as people think. Okay. Almost never. Most people can apply to a fair amount of jobs with one resume. And if not, the problem probably is that they don't have a clear enough target. They're probably applying to jobs that are really not that related to each other, which is why they have to keep redoing their resume. Some people will retool their resumes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and they'll poll the audience and phone a friend and have somebody else look at it. And again, a little bit of that is okay, but don't overemphasize the resume. It is not the only part of a job search. And it seems to be the part that most people just lean into. Maybe they don't know any other way. They don't know anything besides applying online, right? So that's just all they do. Well, we're going to get to that in a minute, okay? Because there are other methods to apply, but we're getting to step 2. So step 1 is, yes, take a quick look at your resume, take a quick look at your LinkedIn. If you're going to look at one, look at the other, okay? Make sure it's got the right keywords. Make sure you've got a good heading in there that aligns with your targeted job titles, not just your current one, but your targeted one. And do a little bit of due diligence there, but then let it go, all right? And this is going to make sense when we get to step 2, all right? And talk about, well, what else am I supposed to be doing if I'm not supposed to be obsessing over my resume, Lorraine? What else am I supposed to be doing? I don't know anything else, right? So that's step 1. Have a good resume, but then let it go. Don't spend all of your job search rewriting it for the 14th time. All right. And I don't mean to de-emphasize resumes. We write resumes for clients. That's the cornerstone of our business. But that's one reason why we want to do it. We take the heavy lifting and the time consuming part off. We write you one comprehensive resume that should suffice for the most of the jobs you're applying to. And that's it for most people. Okay. It's not supposed to be this never ending process. That means you're neglecting other probably just as important or more important parts of the job search, because you also have to interview, you also have to network, you also have to look good on LinkedIn. There's other pieces of the puzzle that are just as important. Okay. All right. Step 2, which we're alluding to, is do not rely on only one method. Okay. This is a trap that people fall into. They don't vary their methods. When one thing doesn't work, we need to try something else. Okay. So what I want you to do is keep this three rule. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to tell you 3 things. There's 3 ways to approach a job search. This is what I teach my coaching clients. You can target specific jobs, which is usually what most people do. They just apply to stuff online and that's it. They don't do anything else. So they're targeting jobs. But you can also target companies and you can also target certain people as well. So that means 1/3 of our job search is applying to specific jobs that we target online. But the other third should be targeting companies that we are interested in and going in cold with a call or an email or getting an introduction, something like that. All right. Because a lot of people come to me with companies that they have dreamed of working for. I want to work at Facebook. I want to work at Google or whatever. Or maybe there's just some kind of big player in their industry that is a major employer. So you can also target companies, even if you don't know for sure if they have a job opening. And then you can also spend the other third of your job search targeting people. So this is people in your network, typically people that you already know. That is the best route to go for sure. So start with making a list of the top 10 to 15 people that know you, like you, trust you, might be willing to recommend you and help you. Okay. Start with your warm network and reach out to those people and have conversations with them about your job search and what you're looking for, and just see if they have any recommendations or advice for you, even if they can't hire you. You don't have to go right for asking for a job, okay? But I want you to realize that there's more than one way to apply. You don't have to stick just to job boards. That should really only be, as I said, about 1/3 of your job search. If you're only doing that, you are forgetting 2 out of 3 pieces of the puzzle here. That is huge. That is probably why you are not getting the results that you want in your search. Okay. You're missing 2 out of the 3 pieces of the puzzle. So remember that you can target jobs online. You can target companies directly that are relevant in your industry or of interest to you. And you can target people that you know. So start with the people that you know, but then branch out and make new connections or reach out to recruiters. So the people that you target are friends, family, former bosses, coworkers. Then also you can go cold with recruiters. You can reach out directly to people that work at a company and see if you can get, a phone call or something with them. You're always going to get the best results, of course. And the best responses for people that you already know, right? So that's why I emphasize you always want to start there and then branch out and make new connections from there. So I don't know if I mentioned this on my last live stream, but it's relevant here. My last podcast is a success story from a client that I had, and he landed 2 great job offers in just 30 days. And you know how he did it? He set a goal that he worked at it, and he reached out to 10 people every day. Now, I'm not sure how long he did it. I think maybe 2 weeks or so, or I think he reached out to about 100 people maybe total, but 10 contacts a day he reached out to. And he ended up with 2 job offers in 30 days. And they were good, lucrative job offers, okay? I'm not talking about something that's not in his field. That is awesome. That is how you do it, okay? He did not get these opportunities by applying online. And I'm not saying it doesn't ever work out. Sometimes you can get jobs that way. I have gotten jobs that way. My husband has gotten jobs that way. It can happen. I'm just saying, don't rely solely on that. You need to vary your methods. So for example, let's say that you also, or let's say let's liken it to sales or marketing, okay? So a lot of you that I work with are in marketing. Would you use only one method to reach a candidate or reach a customer or a client? I know I don't. I do a podcast, I do a blog, I have social media channels. I have multiple ways of reaching my ideal customer. I don't ever rely on only one method, because that's really going to limit my results, right? So in a job search, you don't want to rely on only one strategy. It's going to limit your results. It is similar to a sales campaign, and that's not a bad thing, right? Because you should feel good about what you're selling, although you're not really selling anything, but you are promoting yourself. And I feel good about promoting my business because I love it and I believe in it. I know it does good things. I'm pretty sure you do good things too, right? So you can feel good about putting yourself out there to the world and doing a bit of a campaign. So vary your methods, and a lot of the social media channels have gotten in on the job search game. Facebook has, Google, Twitter, even LinkedIn, of course. But my point is diversify your strategy. Do not put all of your eggs in one basket, my friends. Okay. All right. Hi there, Christopher. Somebody posted. Thank you. It looks like your LinkedIn headline. I like it. I like it. Okay. I see some good keywords there. That's not a bad headline. A LinkedIn headline should tell me who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. All right. It should be clear to me who your target is. And if you're job searching, what kind of job you are aligned with and looking for. So it's really important to have those keywords in there, and that's a pretty good example there. So I like that one. And I'm a fan of those separators, like putting a couple key words in there and then a little separator. I think that's a nice clean appearance. So that's good. Thank you for that. All right, step 3. So we did step 1. Don't assume it's your resume. Don't retool your resume for 47 times. Okay, it's not the best use of your time. Number 2, remember the 3s, targeting people, companies, and jobs. Vary your methods. Okay. Step 3, you might need to get help. You might need to get some kind of outside feedback. And it doesn't have to be me. I would love to help you. I would love for it to be me. But whether you hire a coach or get a friend or a family member or a colleague or somebody that you trust, get some help. Being in a job search is one of the most isolating things in the whole world. If you never get feedback on your applications, or your resume, or get support, you don't know what you're doing wrong. You're spinning your wheels constantly going, what do I change to get better results? That's why you need to reach out to your network and get advice. What did they do that worked for them in their job search? Or work with a coach. It might be worth the investment. You get direct feedback from somebody who knows what they're doing and hires people for a living. And they can tell you what you're doing right or wrong, so you can course correct, because I know you know this, you can't rely on the employers to give you that feedback. You can ask. Some of the nice ones out there might give you some feedback on your resume or after an interview, but you can't rely on that. You're just kind of alone, floating on an island, like with no one telling you what you need to do differently. So it is really important that if you are just stuck and you are just not getting results and you don't know what to do, ask. There are people out there who do know. And if your funds or resources are limited, start with a friend or a family member, okay, or a coworker or somebody who can support you and help you with this, okay? But if you want us to help you, of course, I would be honored to do that. I have a wonderful team of writers and coaches. We work with mid and late career professionals. We know what we're doing. Like I said, we've had incredible successes, and you could be a success story too. So if you are able to make an investment in yourself and your career, we can help you to do that. But however you do that, maybe there's a job search support group that you can join. Sometimes there's free meetup groups at community centers, libraries, churches. I used to run one here in Purcellville, Virginia, a little teeny town most of you have never heard of. I ran a free job search meetup group as a way to give back to the community. I did that a number of years ago. So there might be other ones. And then, yeah, Chris, I'm part of a mastermind group. We meet every couple of weeks and give each other feedback. Love that. Thank you for sharing. That is perfect. That's exactly the kind of thing that we want. And if nothing else, at least you get some support, right? For what can be a really frustrating and an ugly process. Sometimes it's really good to just have support. And two, if you're unemployed, it's really important to connect with people and get out of the house just for your mental health. You don't want to just be constantly at home firing off resumes in a dark room by yourself and not getting out there. That's not healthy, right? So this is a great way to do some in-person networking, coffee, meetups, chats with your friends and family, and get some help and some feedback on what you're doing. Okay. Interviews too are a big area where people need feedback, because how we come off is not always what our intention is or how we think we come off to other people. So I would definitely recommend having somebody maybe practice some interview questions with you. We do that. We do extensive interview coaching and feedback with our team as well to help people really elevate their performance and their confidence, which is usually all it really comes down to in most cases. So there you have it. Okay, there are 3 suggestions. Really, there's more than 3 baked into all of that because I elaborated so much. But I would say this, just to close: if you take nothing away from this at all, take this one thing. If you take only one thing, take this. Please vary your methods. Do not rely on only one method to be successful. It's just not a good strategy in life, not for a job search, not for me as a business owner. Give yourself options. The world is just, it's a limitless place. To me, it's a limitless universe, and there is more than one way to apply for a job. Okay. Don't be shy. You can reach out to companies. Yes, it's a thing. People do it all the time. You can reach out to perfect strangers. You can reach out to people that you know. I have a very specific framework that I teach my clients for what to say and what questions to ask when reaching out to their network to make it so much more comfortable and effective and not feel like they're asking for a job or it's like super awkward. Nobody wants that conversation. So if you coach with my team and we will teach you how to approach networking in a much more comfortable way. There's a specific methodology and acronym that I teach clients how to use. So works really well. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up. If you guys have questions or comments, even if you're watching later after this has gone live already, please post a comment here when it shows up in your newsfeed on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. Post a question, post a comment. I'll be checking all the platforms. So if there are any questions, I'm happy to pop in and answer them after the broadcast is over. All right. But I'm Lorraine Rise with Career Uprising. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. And message me if you need help. Okay. Take care, guys.